Hello everyone, this is Almond's Death, and today I'm going to be reading you all a fanfiction I wrote myself after all the drama happened between Drew and Darkside. I call it Abuse. So here we go. Drew turned off his 3DS, finally finishing his apology video to Darkside. He spent hours upon hours writing his letter he read, so he hoped Darkside would forgive him. He looked at the clock and saw it was already 12:30. Oh, how time flies. I should get a good night's rest before I upload this, he said. So he fell asleep. 8 years later. Drew was now a very famous YouTuber. He had over 1 billion subscribers and made millions of dollars every day. However, being the famous YouTuber he was, he had to attend as many conventions as possible. Today he was getting on a plane to Nebraska. He just got through airport security and was now on the plane, waiting to take off. After a few minutes, a man sat next to him, even though there were plenty of empty seats. However, this didn't bother Drew too much. The plane took off, and after about an hour, the man looked at him and said, "Are you Drew?" Drew found this odd, as even with all his subs, there were none in the same state as him. "Yes, that's me," he said. 8 years ago, you made me an apology video," said the man. "Oh no," thought Drew, "it's him." "Well, the video wasn't enough. I wanted more, so I've tracked you down all these years, so I could get what I wanted." "Well, what is it you want?" asked Drew. "I've already apologized. What else can I do?" "Drew," said Darkside, "I want you." This took Drew by surprise. Nobody had ever said this to him before, other than his own mother. Also another man? This was a huge sin, and Drew knew it. No gays allowed. Before he could finish thinking and respond, Darkside pushed his lips upon his. Drew wanted to fight back, but before he did, he realized how good it felt. He wanted more. So he shoved his tongue in Darkside's mouth, their tongues battling. Suddenly, Darkside slid his shirt off and ripped Drew's off. "Get your 3DS out so we can record and post this," he said. He started to lick Drew's nipples, causing him to moan deeply as he reached for the 3DS record button. After Drew began to lactate, Darkside stopped and reached in his bag, pulling out a jar. He told Drew to bend over before sliding his pants down and slowly inserting the jar into his anus. Drew tried to contain a moan, his eyes watering. It hurt so bad, but it felt so good. "Abuse me," he shouted as he started to cry. Eventually, the jar broke inside his anus, causing it to bleed. Darkside lapped up the blood before the flight attendant noticed them, so she threw them out of the plane without a parachute. As they were falling, Drew started to lick at Darkside's no-no square. As soon as his tongue touched, Darkside released everywhere. They did this for several hours. After several hours, they were only a few miles above the ground. Before they hit the ground, Darkside said, "I forgive you now, Drew." So in his final moments before death, Drew was happy.